Hi guys, it's Michelle from Pocket Pretty. So my question for you today is, what's your stress level? Are you tense? Are you wound tight? Are you spending your whole time worrying about what's going to happen in the future? I am very guilty of that. And I think God's been trying to get my attention because this week, Weight Watchers, WW, had me talk about stress. And then today I went into church and my pastor talked about how you need to take time to relax. And I keep seeing this commercial on television with Aunt Bee from the Andy Griffith Show. And she keeps saying, some people just don't know how to relax. And I'm like, that's me, Aunt Bee. I just sometimes don't know how to relax. I feel guilty for relaxing. And to be honest with you, we need to relax. If you pack too much stuff on your plate, you're gonna sink, okay? Think about it like a boat. My pastor used this analogy that if a boat puts too much in its hold, it's going to sink. You have to have a balance. You have to be wise about how much you take on. And you need to take some time for self-care. So how do we do that? Well, of course, my pastor recommended keeping the Sabbath. I mean, God said, take 6 days to work and 1 day off. And to be honest with you, when I am in school, I work 6 days a week. I work on Saturdays for Weight Watchers. I work 5 days a week at school. And then on Sundays, I'd go to church and then I come home and I clean and I cook and I work until I drop. And this morning I was ready to do the same thing. Even though it's summer, I was ready to do the same thing. I was making a list of all the things I needed to do. And I thought, do I really need to do them today? Well, how could my time be better spent? Well, I need to make time for my family. I need to make time that isn't involving a screen. There was this psychologist, and I'm going to include a link to this, and she was talking about how Zoom is actually causing us to be more exhausted. We have to really focus extra hard because we don't have the visual clues that we do in normal everyday life. So those of you who are working from home, you may be actually experiencing more stress than you did before. And like I said, I'm going to include the link to that because she can speak better about that as she's a psychologist. But I thought, well, it's really interesting because when I started working from home, Zoom was exhausting and I didn't know why. Number two, I need to make time for my spirituality. For me, that means, for example, last week, I made it a point of just going and taking a walk every morning and listening to a sermon as I walked and just being. For me, that was actually hard because I wake up ready to go and I think I've got to get this done and this done and this done. No, I need to make time. Now, those of you who aren't Christians, maybe making time for spirituality means something else. But it's a time to reflect and refresh. Everybody needs that. And number three, I need to create space for myself physically. I feel guilty if I take a nap. I feel guilty when I'm resting. Why? My body needs to reboot. My body needs to refresh. Now, I learned a new technique this week, which is called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And basically, it was a technique to make you focus on the now. So many times I live in the future. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I can't fill in the blank? I can do this endlessly. I bet you can too. So when I start to do the what ifs, when I start to tie myself in knots over something that hasn't even happened yet, I need to bring myself back to the present. And the way you do it is through your 5 senses. 5 things you can see. So you focus on your breathing, and then you pinpoint 5 things you can see. And you describe them in your head. And then you continue to focus on your breathing as you pinpoint 4 things you can feel. And continue breathing. And then 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. As you go through this process, it forces you to stop thinking about the what ifs and think about the what is now. What are my blessings right here and right now? I don't know about you, but I want to enjoy today. I can't undo my past. I can't predict the future. I just need to make today my best day. You guys, I love you. I hope you take some time to rest and relax and take some time for you. Your body will thank you, and your mind will thank you too. Have a great day. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and maybe share it with a friend.